Welcome to Seeds of Wisdom, a place where wisdom grows, one seed at a time. Have you ever felt this way? You set your alarm the night before, telling yourself, tomorrow I'll start fresh. I'm going to take things seriously. But when the alarm goes off, you hit snooze. Once, then again. The blanket suddenly feels like it weighs a ton. The long day ahead no longer feels like a challenge to conquer. It feels like a burden you want to avoid. You sit down at your desk, staring at your to-do list. You know exactly where you should begin, but somehow you open your phone, scroll a bit, check your email. There's always something urgent popping up. Yet strangely, the truly important tasks keep getting pushed aside. You tell yourself, after lunch, then I'll do it this afternoon. And the day ends with a heavy feeling as you realize, once again, you haven't even touched the thing you needed to do most. It's not that you're lazy. In fact, you're constantly busy. But somehow the most important things keep getting left behind. You find yourself wondering, why am I like this? I know I'm capable of so much more. But what if I told you, you're not lazy at all? You're just missing a crucial switch in your brain. In this video, I'm going to share with you why you keep procrastinating, even though you're more than capable of doing better. Neuroscience has discovered that there's a hidden motivation switch deep inside the brain, a switch that can unlock a level of drive more powerful than money, praise, or fame. Once it's flipped on, your brain almost has to crave doing the hard things you've been avoiding. What you're missing isn't willpower, it's not discipline, it's a very specific kind of motivation, and I'm going to reveal exactly what that is. And that's not all. We're also going to walk you through science-backed solutions, tools that have helped thousands of people reignite their drives, so you can not only start, but sustain momentum, even with the hardest, most boring tasks. And it all begins with upgrading the kind of fuel you're using to power your motivation. Because there are two types of motivational fuel, and one of them is vastly superior to the other. The unfortunate truth, most of us are stuck using the weaker one. 1. Extrinsic motivation. From a young age, we're taught that rewards create motivation. Do well on a test, and you get a good grade. Be obedient, and you get a treat. Work hard, and you get a bonus. Succeed, and you'll have money, recognition, and praise. And it's true, extrinsic motivation, the kind that comes from outside of you, like money, job titles, social status, or validation, can drive you to take action. It's what makes you push for a better job, hit your KPIs, or work a little harder when your boss is watching. But here's the problem. Extrinsic motivation is easy to burn out. The more you depend on rewards, the more you become reliant on them. You stop working for joy and start working just to get it done and get rewarded. And when the reward doesn't come quickly enough or no longer excites you, you begin to procrastinate, lose interest, and feel disconnected from your own work. Worse, extrinsic motivation can leave you feeling like you're never enough. You hit one goal and instantly there's another. The bar gets higher, the pressure gets heavier, and you keep running, burning yourself out in the process. That's why, while extrinsic motivation can help you start, it rarely helps you go the distance. It's like fueling a car with low-grade gas. It might get you going, but eventually it's going to sputter and stall. You can see this clearly in people who appear successful on paper. High salary, nice house, impressive title, but still feel empty, aimless, or totally drained. They're not lazy, they're just running on the wrong kind of motivation. And if you find yourself in the same place, always busy, but not really connected to your work, always doing, but no longer feeling inspired, chances are you're also stuck in the cycle of extrinsic motivation. The good news is there's another kind of fuel, stronger, more sustainable, the kind most of the world's top performers rely on. We'll talk about it next. 2. Intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation comes from within you. It's when you do something not for a reward, not because someone told you to and not out of fear, but simply because you want to, because you can't not do it. Think about the last time you were completely absorbed in something. Maybe it was painting, writing music, playing a game, reading about a topic you love, or solving a complex puzzle. You lost track of time. No one had to remind you, no reward was waiting, but you just kept going, and it felt good. It felt right. That's intrinsic motivation at work. What's powerful is that when you operate from intrinsic motivation, your brain releases a perfect cocktail of biochemicals: dopamine, pleasure; norepinephrine, focus; anandamide, creativity. Endorphins not only help you feel better, they also move you into flow state, that state of total immersion where you perform at your best, without even feeling like you're trying. It's no coincidence that the world's greatest creators, legendary athletes, and top researchers have worked for decades with the same passion they had on day one. They're not superhuman. They've simply discovered how to nurture intrinsic motivation every single day. So what's the difference? When you work from extrinsic motivation, you're chasing a reward. When you work from intrinsic motivation, you're chasing the experience itself. And when the experience becomes the reward, work stops feeling like a task and starts feeling like joy. A programmer might spend hours solving a brutal coding problem, not because of a deadline, not because a boss demanded it, but because the challenge itself lights up his brain. An athlete might stay hours after practice, not to impress the coach, but because she loves the feeling of pushing past her limits. So when you're powered by intrinsic motivation, you don't need praise, but you still feel energized. You don't need someone pushing you, but you still move forward. So you don't need a big reason, because the act of doing the work is reason enough. And the best part? Intrinsic motivation can be built, trained, and activated if you know how. In the next section, I'm going to show you the 5 core elements that make up intrinsic motivation and how to dial up each one to unlock their full power in your work and life. When you get these 5 pieces aligned, you'll tap into something most people never experience: working hard without it feeling like work at all. 1. Curiosity. The spark of intrinsic drive. Curiosity is the starting point of all powerful motivation. It's that feeling of wanting to know, wanting to understand, wanting to explore, with no reason needed, no external push, no one telling you to. When you're curious about something, your attention naturally gravitates toward it. You get pulled in, and you want to go deeper. Can you spot curiosity in your own work? Do you find yourself reading articles, watching videos, or digging into a topic related to your field, even outside of work hours? That's a clear sign your intrinsic motivation is alive and well. If not, don't worry, you can reignite your curiosity. Start by finding a connection between what you're doing and something you want to understand more deeply. Also, try to make the knowledge you gain create real, visible impact in your day-to-day work. Your brain loves the feeling of learn something, apply it, see results. 2. Mastery, the drive to get better. No one wants to stay average forever. Deep down, we all crave to get better, little by little, day by day. And that feeling of progress, even if it's small, is incredibly powerful for your mental state. Mastery is when you practice a skill not just to finish the job, but because you genuinely want to get really good at it. It's when you look back at yourself from a week ago and smile, thinking, I've gotten better. To boost your sense of mastery, first identify which skills, if I improve them, would move me forward in my current work. Then, start practicing intentionally. That means training slightly beyond your comfort zone, correcting mistakes consistently, and measuring your progress week by week. 3. Autotelicity, the joy of doing it for its own sake. One of the most powerful states you can experience in your work is when you're doing something not for a reward, not for a deadline, but just because you genuinely enjoy doing it. That's when you're playing, even though technically you're working. That's autotelicity, the joy that comes from doing something for its own sake. The truth is, you don't need to love every part of your job. But if even a few core activities in your work feel like a fun game, that alone can sustain long-term motivation. Because there are two types of motivational fuel, and one of them is vastly superior to the other. The unfortunate truth? Most of us are stuck using the weaker one.